Hello everyone, it's Mark Berger again, coming to you from the 13th floor. And this is another episode in my series, Things to Do Inside when there's a pandemic outside. And this video is a replacement, if you will, for our traditional December holiday party. And I'm rather sad that we can't meet in person for our party, which has become a wonderful tradition for me. And the Christmas tree that we've decorated. And but I've sent you a little package in the mail like this, and it will allow you, give you everything you need to make a E.D.O.S replacement Christmas tree. And I'm going to show you how to fold that now. You will have received in your package various sized green papers, a sheet of brown paper, and a triangular piece of silver star dream paper. And also, please watch out, there's a piece of wire taped inside, and this is the little piece of wire. So we're going to use that wire to hold the star onto the top of the tree. We're going to make from the triangle the star itself. We got the different layers of the tree in 3 shades of green, and we have the brown sheet for the trunk. Now there's really only 3 different folds to use in this project. One is the trunk, the other is the star, and the other is the module, if you will, for the tree. And the tree itself has 8 layers plus the trunk, and it's not very difficult to fold. What I'm going to do now, so that you can see everything well and close up, I'm going to use an extra large piece of silver paper, an extra large piece of green paper, and here's my supersized piece of wire so that you can see everything better. So here we go. I'm going to take my party hat off for now. I just wanted you to see that. Okay, so let's do the, first of all, we'll do the layer of the tree. Now, what you want to do with all the sheets of paper, except for the triangle, is to fold them into a preliminary base. And you will know by now that the usual method we use for folding a preliminary base is the method of squashing. And I think there's a video showing just that. It should be on the E.D.O.S channel. Okay, so here's the preliminary base, or a square base. And what we want to do is fold here's the center of the paper, the center on top, and here's the corners. And we want to take the corners and fold them up to the top, but we want to leave a little space. Do you see the little space I left? I do that, and I recommend that because it keeps the paper at the corners from tearing. So we're going to do this on all 4 sides. First, one side, we fold it up and back. We flip it over. We fold that flap up and back. And then we do the little dance. And we do that to bring the fresh sides into view. We fold those up, and then we fold them down, and We fold it up and we fold it down. Now, I'm trying to explain this to you in the simplest terms, but there are various ways you can get around the order that you do it. For instance, you can just blince the sheet of paper as well, but we'll stick to the having the preliminary base already folded. Okay, so now we're going to do another crease, and we're going to do the same thing to each side, each of the four sides. We're going to make a crease, valley fold like this. And that is accomplished by taking this bottom corner and folding it over to the side. That would be the left corner. So we fold it here and we put it back. We flip it over and we fold this one again. Like so. And back. Then we do the little dance again. Okay. And then we take the corner and we fold it to the other corner, give it a sharp crease. And then we have the last one. We take the bottom corner and move it to the side. Okay, so we've done all the necessary pre-creasing. And now we're going to hold it, we're going to keep the flaps separate in our hand with the open points up. And now one at a time, we're going to go and fold each side in. And we're going to be creating these flat surfaces. So we fold, we're going to look at it from the bottom. And we're going to hold it loosely in our hand. And we're going to take one of those triangles that we made. You see here's how it looks when we pop it up. So we're going to fold this together, and then we're going to fold it carefully into this pocket. Okay? So we've made this so far. We're going to keep going. We're going to take it, the other double layered flap, and we're going to tuck it in and then turn the model. Make another triangle and tuck that in. As you continue to do the third and the fourth, it gets a little more difficult because you don't have so much room to maneuver in. And here's the last one. And that goes in like so. So this is the technique for all the 8 modules, the one that diminish as they go towards the top of the tree. Now I'm going to show you just how to do this top element here, and then we're going to go back and do the trunk. But at this point, let's imagine that this is the top tier. And we're going to put this piece of wire into it. And in order to do that, we're going to open up one of the flaps. And I like to use some blunt tip tweezers to do that. Of course, if you're folding just the top tier, you don't need to tuck any flap in at all. And then I'm going to take something, tweezers, and I'm going to poke a hole in the top. And coming from the bottom, I'm going to make it very, okay. So I'm going to come in and bring the wire up, okay? So it's sticking straight up. And then this little leg of the wire, we're going to put underneath the flap. And the flap will hold that pretty much in place. Okay, so there we go. And we have the wire coming down like this, and it's coming over invisibly to this side. And now we have a frame in which to hang the star. So we'll set this aside for a minute and we'll fold the star. Now you'll see I've sent you a already cut triangle, equilateral triangle. One side of it has the E.D.O.S logo on it, and in my sample here it's going to be this big red circle. Now you'll notice that there's a dot in the center on one side of the triangle, and I did that to help you fold this. What it is, that's the center of the triangle. There are various ways of finding the center of the triangle, but I wanted you to have a neater model, and I didn't want you to have to do any extra folds, so I was nice enough to put that dot there. But we do have to find the center point on any one of the three sides, and I would do that by putting two corners together on one side and making a little pinch.
It's visible.
It's visible, thank you. Okay, so there's the pinch. Here's the opposite corner. We're going to fold that corner to that pinch. So this point is centered right on that side. And now we want to make another fold here and here. And we want to be as precise as we can. So we're going to fold it like so. Okay. And we're going to fold it like so. So we have three creases here making a center triangle. And you'll notice that the E.D.O.S label on the back should fit right into that triangle. All right, so now we folded this, and we're going to fold this again, and we're going to find the dot, okay, and we're going to fold it at that dot. That's the center. And we want to aim to get this point to stand up perpendicular to the bottom. So that's one side, and now we're going to take another side, fold it over, and then we're going to look for the center, and now we're going to crease it so that this line is a straight line. Okay. So then we'll take the last side and fold it over, and then go to the middle and fold it down, and we want to make sure that that makes a straight line here and a straight line here. You could wiggle it around a little to get it to stay. Okay, so that's all the creasing necessary for the star. Okay, now let's go and add it to the top of our tree. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this horizontal bar, we're going to hang the model on that so that the vertical piece of wire is going through the center. So we hang it on there like that, and then we go around and fold everything back again. So we go 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you see now we have this flap overlapping this one, this overlaps this one. We're going to have to switch this around so that we keep that pattern going. And what we're going to do is carefully open it up and close it back again so that each side has overlapped one another. Now let's see what we can do to straighten the wire out. It's caught in one of the flaps. There we go. Okay, so it's up to you. You decide what side you want to display. You could do the one with our emblem on it, or you can turn around and show this more interesting layering. Now you'll notice that the plane, if you will, of the star is in line with the fins. But you'll notice on this model that I did, it's not quite that way. I rotated the star a little bit. And I'm going to do that Again, we're going to find out where the wires are, and we're going to give it a twist. This is coat hanger wire. It's a lot stiffer than the little wire. There we go. So that is the top of the tree, and of course everything fits in like so. Make sure it's, there we go. Okay, so they'll fit like, actually the larger one goes underneath.
How do you decide on the distance between them?
Oh, that's a very good question, Marita. Well, there are two different schools of thought. Marita's idea is to make all the layers equidistant. And that was achieved by taking a 3/4 inch roll of drafting tape and using that to separate the tiers. So when you assemble it, go from the top down. That way you're not squashing the model as you go along. Now, if you are mailing this to someone or it's going to be moved around, you can easily glue this together using a glue stick. On this one, this is my favorite, and you see the layers are closer together towards the top, and they get higher as you go to the bottom. And I just drew a little 30-degree angle so that it would be a geometrical progression. So please write in, let me know whether you like the correct one or the incorrect one. I'll let Marita know. All right, so we got the top, we got everything that goes down towards the bottom. Now let's do the tree trunk. And I was going to do it with brown paper, but I realized you're going to have a very difficult time seeing what's going on. So we're going to make this trunk blue. And here we go. We're going to do the preliminary fold again. And again, use your favorite method. This is the squash method, which I also refer to as the Japanese schoolgirl method.
Why?
Why? Because I learned it. I was doing what I call the by the book method for quite a very long time. And I was at a cafe one time, and I was doing origami with a fellow member, and a Japanese exchange student came up to us, and we were folding paper together, and I saw her make a preliminary base by squashing it. I was amazed, and I've never gone back since. It's so easy, and it doesn't really matter if the paper is 100% square. So that's one method, but the other two methods I'll mention quickly are the Korean grandmother method. I learned that from a Korean grandmother. And then there's the by the book method, I call it, because it's difficult to explain the squashing in a book. So it's just easier to pre-crease, if you will, and then collapse the whole thing later. All right, so however way you choose to do it, we end up having the preliminary base, and now we're going to fold the four folded edges one at a time to the center, like so. It's as if we're making a frog base. Okay, so that's one. That's two, and then we're going to do the little dance like that, and then we have fresh surfaces, fold one, flip, and two. Now we're going to do the same procedure for holding this together the fins at right angle to one another. First, we're going to go one by one and fold up the bottom flap, and put it back down. Do the little dance. Get the fresh surfaces in view. Okay, and now the next step is again to make that diagonal crease like so. So we're going to do that. It's just the same as before. One, two, maybe a little dance. Three and four. Now, I sent you, and we're using right now, fadeless bulletin board paper, which I like because it's a little thicker than kame. It makes for a sturdy model. Okay, so now we hold it in our hand upside down with the corners of the paper up, and we do the same fold just as before. Now this one is a little more difficult because it's a smaller configuration. Okay. So here's the last one to tuck in. And if you have any difficulties, you can use some blunt tweezers, but I was pretty lucky this time. And there's the trunk. Okay. Of course, the demonstration model was bigger than the one in your kit. So then, again, you take the tree trunk and you put the X of the tree trunk into the bottom of the next piece. So you keep adding them up till you get the finished project, whichever school you prefer to follow, and that's it. Yes, I'm really very sad that we couldn't get together, but I think maybe there's something in it if we all fold it together. It's more fulfilling. And finally, I want to thank those of you who have been sending me kind notes and letters of support. It's made a lot of difference to me, and I thank you. And I will see you next time.